Guys, Andrew, welcome back. In our last lesson, we downloaded and installed Python. In this lesson, let's install Visual Studio Code. So to do that, open up your favorite browser and just type download VS Code or just say download VS Code. This will take us to the Visual Studio Code website. That's code.visualstudio.com, and then select your operating system. Once you click on that, it's going to automatically start downloading. As you can see right here, I have the Visual Studio Code Setup installer. And once it's done, all you need to do is to right-click on that and click Install. If that's done, hit your Start menu and then type Code. You'll see Visual Studio Code, and let's click that. Now, it's going to open up the last project I had open. So I'll just go ahead and close that and close this as well. So there are a couple of things you need to do. First, you would need a nice Python interpreter that will help you display some Python keywords, commands, and sometimes it even has auto code completion. So go ahead to your extensions and type Python. This should bring up a list of extensions here. And the first one that pops up, called Python, the one by Microsoft, is actually very good. So click on that and you should see install. I already have it installed here, so I can uninstall or disable. But if the first time you're doing this, you'd actually see install. Go ahead and install that by just clicking install. Make sure you have an internet connection, and then it's going to install the Python interpreter. So you're actually good to go. But before we do that, remember where we had to set the path to where Python was installed when we're installing Python. So we just clicked that tick box. We need to tell Visual Studio Code where our Python interpreter is installed. And to do that, let's open up the command palette. The shortcut is Control-Shift-P, so I'll just say Control-Shift-P. This should open up the command palette and just search for Python Select Interpreter. That's Python Select Interpreter, like so. I'll just click on this. And if you have multiple versions of Python, it's going to show you where those interpreters are located. And I'll just click on this one right here because I just installed 3.12.3. Note that this might be different in case you're watching this in the future. Python must have upgraded to maybe version 4 or 3.12.5, but make sure you click on the latest one, and Python is going to recommend that for you. So I'll just go ahead and click on this. And just by doing that, I've actually set my path to the Python interpreter. And let's just go ahead and quickly test this out. So let's click on new file. I'll hit Control B to hide this extension. And let's go to file, a file. I'll click on a Python file and see we have an untitled Python file here. And I'll just say print game dev, like so. I'll hit escape to get rid of that. And to run Python code, I'll just drop here and then just say run code. And you can see we have game dev right here. So which means it's actually identified where the interpreter is, and we can now run Python code. Now, a quick tip before we go away. If I do Shift, Alt, and L, this is going to clear the output. So how am I able to do that? How am I able to clear my screen? So let's go over here to our command palette. And you can actually see here, we have view clear output, right? So basically this is our view and we have our output, and we can actually clear our output. So let's go back to the command palette. So we can search for clear terminal, like so, terminal clear, and you can actually see it's Control L to clear the terminal. So if I want to say clear output, if I click on the view clear output, sorry, let's just do that again, command palette, clear output, and click on this configure key binding, I can set my keys. So here I've set it to Shift, Alt, and L. And if I wanted to change that, I'll just go over here and select another value. So this is actually nice. You can use this to create a nice keyboard shortcut. That's how I was able to create this keyboard shortcut to actually run code. And to change this, or to run a Python file. So if I press Control Alt and P, say active file needs to be saved before it can be run. So I haven't saved that yet. So I can run this code by doing Control Alt and N, and you can see that's done. And then if I want to clear this, I'll just do an Alt-Shift-L to clear the screen. It's much more faster than going over here. So yeah, that's a lot of noise. So yeah, finally, if you want to have your shortcut keys to run code, just go over here to View, Command Palette, or do Control-Shift-P, and then go to Run Code. Just this one here, it says Run Code. And in case there's no shortcut key on yours, you can always click here and then assign a new shortcut key so you can actually have that running. So that's how you can set up Visual Studio Code, have a nice extension, a Python extension that's going to help you with code hinting and syntaxing, and how you can create shortcut keys to make it fast. Don't worry if you don't want to use shortcut keys, it's fine. You can always go to Run menu to run shortcut keys, and you can also go over here to clear your console output when you have code. See you guys in the next lesson.